Salut à tous et soyez les bienvenus dans le programme Planète Équitable avec Eder Zanetti. We follow talking about the increase of CO2 levels and the effects on forests, especially tropical ones, because we learned that this is how the climate change in this planet. It's a forcing that comes from the tropics from the equator to the polar area. So the increase on CO2 levels will increase net primary productivity in the tropics more than any place else, and this will favor C4 vegetation first, so the vegetation that can take more CO2 from the atmosphere. And this favors the spreading of secondary vegetation in the tropics. It becomes more competitive with this enriched in CO2 environment, and it is suppressing trees from growing. The CO2, if the people put you in a closed room and bomb it with the fumas coming from any engine, diesel or gasoline engine, you will die because of the excess of CO2. In tropical areas, the conditions are already fragile for trees, and the large trees with this excess of CO2, they are dying. The large old trees are dying because of the excess of CO2, and due to the increase of competition from secondary vegetation, new trees cannot grow further. So what we have been seeing in the tropics over the last 50 years is a decrease of around 20% on tree biomass in favor of secondary vegetation. If we don't have people urgently managing this, taking this excess of biomass, and if we don't have an industry that is capable to absorb that biomass, the problem is going to grow bigger and bigger. This is the process called savannhization. So savannhization occurs due to the increase of CO2 levels in the atmosphere and the effects it causes on changing the competition within natural vegetation. So it's urgent to manage this and to have an industry to take advantage of that. We'll keep talking about how increase on CO2 levels affect forests and cities around the globe. Let God's peace and the love that builds be our weapons on our daily struggle for justice. Eder Zanetti, pour tous les amis africains.